You're tuned in to Live Farm Girl Fit.
It's fitness as a lifestyle.
Keep it simple, get it done.
I know food is fuel. What I'm making at home tastes better.
Hard work yields results.
The best part of Farm Girl Fit is the people.
Welcome to Live Farm Girl Fit, episode 6. I'm Janessa.
And I'm Jenny, and in this episode we're going to be talking about how to stay active and keep up with your fitness when you're away from home or on vacation. We're going to discuss some of our past experiences, what we've done in the past on vacation, and give you 6 tips to use when you're on vacation or traveling to stay active.
Because despite what you Game of Thrones fans might think, it's summer that's coming, and summer means travel. So Jenny, you just went on a nice little family vacay to Mexico.
I did.
What were some things that you did to get in workouts or to keep up with your fitness?
So we were gone for a week on vacation, and it was excellent. Obviously, it's really warm there. But I didn't do too much. I did pretty much 3 days out of the 7 days. I specifically made time to work out or do something to get sweaty. So first of all, I have a big tip just right off the bat is to rent a jogging stroller. There's a lot of companies in different, when you're traveling, you can look up, specifically in Mexico, it's called Baja Baby Gear, and you can rent a jogging stroller. So that's the first thing I would suggest because, jogging with your babes in tow is sometimes hard. You don't want to carry that.
You don't want to haul that on the plane.
I did not want to do that. Yeah. So you have too many other things. So definitely did that. And then the baby carriers, the baby backpacks, we call them. We went on a morning hike because they get up so early and nobody else is up, but you might as well hit the beach and walk with your babes. And then one day I did go to the traditional gym there, or as they call it, the yim. And I did a little circuit. I used a plate. They did have a bar there.
Nice.
It was a nice fat one. And then I just did a little circuit of push-ups, sit-ups, like overhead sit-ups with the plate, some oblique twists with the plate, and then I actually did some cleans. People were like, what is she doing? There was really nobody in there at the time because it was early, so I was able to do that. And I did...
Throwing some pull-ups to boot?
Yeah, right, just for the, for effect. Did a couple pull-ups. But anyways, but my big workout on vacation, or the one that actually made me a little bit sore, was hill repeats.
Ooh.
So the place that we stayed, Pueblo Bonito Sunset, you can look it up. It's super hilly. It's built on a hill. It's in a hill. There's lots of, you've been there obviously, but lots of hills. So there's this one hill on the very end, on the outskirts, and it's about, I want to call it 300 meters, but it's probably 200 to 300 meters. Straight uphill, I did repeats, 7 of them, and I would sprint as hard as possible to the top without stopping, and it's pretty brutal. And then walking down, catch my breath, and at the bottom of the hill, I did 10 perfect push-ups as best I could do, and then there's like a circle at the end of at the bottom of the hill. I did walking lunges around the circle. So, I got a little sore from that, but
even 200-meter hill sprint is far.
It was really hard. I was like, okay, you got to do the Rocky chant to yourself and then go again. But I was trying to do 10, but then after the 7th one, I was like, I am on vacation. So I was done with that. But yeah, so 3 of the 7 days, I specifically made time to try to do some sort of workout.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then you're headed to Kentucky and Tennessee here pretty soon. So do you have any plans or specifically taking anything or doing anything to...
Yeah, I'm going to pack a jump rope with me. That's an easy thing. It packs down nice and small, so bring that. I'm actually training for a half marathon right now, doing the Windermere about 3 weeks after I get back. So we'll definitely be getting in some running while I'm gone. Bring my running shoes. And probably just sticking to kind of body weight stuff that seems to work the best. So we're going to be kind of traveling to a couple different cities, driving on the way, and we're going with my sister and her husband, and then his aunt and uncle. So 6 of us. So I don't know if we're gonna be like in hotels where we'd have access to a hotel gym, but just trying to get in a quick little something. Probably maybe every other day is what I'd shoot for. It's gonna be a 10-day vacation, so definitely have to get in a few of the days. But
yeah, I think if you're thinking about like how many days you're going to be gone or how many days you're going to be away, just kind of having a idea of a schedule in mind of, you know, this day might have a down day, or this day we're going on a boat on a cruise or whatever it is. Having just a couple days in mind before you head out there, I think is a good idea too. So so yeah, that'll be fun for you guys.
Yeah, very excited. And we've done lots of trips together, actually. Yeah. Done quite a few. So we mentioned our Greece trip a time before in one of our previous episodes where we ran in Santorini, ran that donkey trail.
Yeah.
That was brought jump ropes on that one too, that trip. That was a good one. Anything else that we had on that trip?
We did this trip called Ve Cabo, which back in our 20s or something, you go from Vegas to Cabo, and it was really fun. We were actually at the WCC basketball tournament in Las Vegas, celebrating and rooting on Gonzaga Bulldogs, but then we went to Cabo, and we didn't do too much as far as like specific workout days, but we definitely did, we did some beach runs and some circuits and stuff like that, but really
in Vegas we danced our booties off.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, dancing is really a sweaty workout. Yeah. If you're really on the dance floor for a while, it's a good workout. But then in Oahu, you guys almost made it to the top of Diamond Head.
Yeah. Oahu's I was actually born there, and so we've got lots of family there, and I've been back a couple times, staying in Waikiki, and it's a good little run, a few miles, maybe 3 miles-ish to the bottom of Diamond Head Crater, and then you can hike up it and run back. So we made kind of a day of it, my husband and I, and walked there. They actually have one of those funny parks with like the exercise equipment, like the fake elliptical and the fake leg press and stuff. So played around on that for a little while and then continued our hike up, which was really good. I think one of the big things is to kind of look ahead to the destination where you're traveling to and see what fun or unique,
of the land.
Yeah, and what fun or unique things that place has to offer. Like when we were in Greece, we ran the Santorini stairs, and in Hawaii we did Diamond Head. So think about ways that you can kind of see the landscape and what it has to offer.
I think that's a good call. Good idea. See if there's any parks nearby or things like that if you're staying in the city.
Yeah, or check out gyms or other group training classes. It's kind of a good time to try out a different class that you've been wanting to. Usually if you say that you're just in town on vacation, a lot of places will give you one free visit because you're not coming back, but it's good exposure for them. So.
Or it's like a $15 drop in or something like that. It's definitely worth it to check something else out, something new.
Yeah.
We have people coming in here a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
So we welcome we open our doors to anybody passing through in Spokane or Coeur d'Alene. If you want to drop by and do a class, we do a free trial day. So
we'd love to
give
have
you the full experience here. Yeah. Okay, so as far as like some things to bring, or let's get into our six tips. So the first one, our first tip is to walk. So instead of grabbing a cab or just always taking a ride, like in Cabo, they give you a shuttle everywhere. They even actually have these little carts they drive around the resort because it is really hilly. So it is good to have if you have all your luggage and all that stuff. But we definitely took advantage of walking everywhere. And I think it's a really great way to see the sights, see the city.
Yeah.
Good experience.
Yeah, and it's really, it doesn't take anything then. You just bring a pair of comfortable shoes, and it's a really good way to see whatever the city has to offer. A couple tips on that. You can pick up like a guidebook if it's somewhere you've never been. So something like The Lonely Planet or Let's Go, and a lot of them usually have walking tours of the city, the best way to see different sites that are available. So that's pretty good.
And I also think there's value in interacting with the people of wherever you're at. Get an idea, you know, sights and smells, see what different restaurants are out there and all that. Not bad smells.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, so just interacting with the people that actually live there.
And something to keep in mind, roughly 2,000 steps is what it takes to walk a mile. And so a lot of us have like Fitbits or your Apple Watch or just your iPhone or whatever step tracker that you have, but make it sort of a game and set a goal for how many steps you want to get in. And I mean, honestly, if you're making a concerted effort to walk places, you could easily do 10, 12, 15, 20,000 steps.
Yeah, I mean, you might actually surprise yourself and start you walking more than you typically do on your Monday through Friday, daily routine. A lot of us sit at desks, or maybe we're not as, you're not stepping as much. You're not walking to places as much maybe as you are on vacation. So you actually might be exerting more, calories or energy expenditure than you normally do. So definitely take advantage of walking, and don't take an Uber everywhere. The next one would be to pack at least one workout outfit. And that's like sort of, I think, super easy for us because we always
live in
that's
Lulu.
like my travel outfit too. So, but it might be, you might not think of that when you're packing your swimsuits and your hats and your vacation clothes. You might overlook that, and then when you're out there, you're like, oh dang, I wish I had my shoes. So make sure that you pack at least one workout outfit with socks and shoes, and really you could just rewear them. I mean, you just you're not going to do laundry or anything. So
I think if you're taking the time to put it in your suitcase and it's taking up space, then you're a lot more likely to actually use it, because those darn pair of shoes took up a pair instead of an extra pair of wedges or something that you could have brought. So,
yeah, you better use them.
Yeah, and make it something cute, or I don't know, or buy something when you get there.
Yeah, and make sure, search out the local activewear store. No, that's something we might do. But and also make sure that whoever you're traveling with is on board with you too. Make sure that they're going to bring their workout shoes too. And I think because definitely you don't always want to be the only one getting up and to go for a workout, or it definitely would make it more fun if you have multiple people doing it. So make sure whoever you're traveling with is on board too.
All right, and the next one is not necessarily directly fitness related, but it's to make sure that you get enough water, that you're staying hydrated while you're on vacation, just at least as much as you would drink in your everyday life, especially if you're going to be walking more, or if you're in a warm weather destination, you're going to be sweating more, so just expending more. So make sure that you're staying hydrated.
Yeah, and it might be smart to pack a water bottle if you have the space. I know usually you can get your hands on a bottle of water, but typically it seems like you are going to more hotter locations when you go on vacation. Yeah. So just consider that and make sure that you are staying hydrated, and you won't feel like working out if you are dehydrated. One way you can get dehydrated is by drinking alcohol, as we know, but that's part of vacation.
It's also one way you can get fit, 12-ounce curls.
Sure. But also, like, a tip that we have for drinking, if you are drinking some alcohol, is to also sip some water. Or I enjoy sparkling water with lime, and just ice water. Getting that in for every one alcoholic drink, make sure you have one drink of water as well. It'll make your next day a lot better, and just be more hydrated in general. So.
Yeah, I like the bubbles too. Makes it feel a little bit more special.
Yeah, it's a little more festive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then going back to another tip that we gave you in our last episode, or no, 2 episodes ago, is to make sure that you're checking out a local grocery store for your food. So when we're talking about, staying fit or staying healthy on vacation, it's not just the exercise aspect of it. We want you to stay hydrated, and we want you to eat well also.
So a lot of times you can scope out, like, for instance, in Cabo they have markets on the resort and things like that. But definitely take the time to see what's around and see if you can go there and stock up on some items that you're going to want to eat for breakfast and lunch. And maybe then your dinners are more social and more part of your vacation, and that's where you sort of let go a little bit.
Yeah. It's going to be more budget friendly for you too if you can buy stuff at a grocery store and kind of, stock it in the mini fridge of wherever you're staying. And something else is to think about trying the local fare too at the whatever store that you're at. So I don't know, I guess we're kind of foodies. So like to go to a destination and try whatever authentic food they have to offer is very exciting, but try that. I mean, it's local, it's fresh, it's usually less expensive, and it may not be something that you can even get back home where you are. So try that out. I know we do that for sure in Hawaii with the fresh fish and some of the fruit and stuff. Yeah.
And then also just making sure that you're staying in a location that has a kitchen or a kitchenette so you can prepare some of those things, I think is a good tip. And not always having just, if you are doing like all inclusive or something, that you don't just always have to have that, whatever they're offering, You have a choice to make your own breakfast or have a sandwich or something for lunch.
Yeah. Well, and I know like my sister went on a vacation somewhere and it was fairly expensive to eat out, but part of their inclusive was a brunch that was included. And it was one of the only meal that was included there, but they actually brought like Ziploc bags and stuff and would take just some fresh fruit some lunch meat, things like that to have later in the day. And that's a good way to use that all inclusive, but without it being so I don't know, harmful to your overall.
Yeah, feeling like you don't have options or you can use it. You've already paid for it, so might as well use it, Sometimes when we're on vacation, we tend to snack a little bit more throughout the day. So I would probably say to try to avoid doing that and just stick to like what we try to do here and what we tell our gals is to only snack once a day and have 3 full meals. Do the same on vacation. I mean, if you are gonna have that bigger dinner or something, maybe you have a lighter breakfast or skip breakfast and have more of a brunch around 11 o'clock or so, and then sort of your calories come for dinner around 5 or 6 or whatever it is. So
definitely. So back to kind of the exercise aspect of it. One of the great things, I mean, when you're traveling, you aren't wanting to bring a bunch of equipment, and depending on where you're headed, you may have access to certain things, but you may not. But I mean, your body was made to move, so there's
so many
hundreds of body weight movements in different ways that you can put them together. So we have a couple ideas for you.
Yeah, so some of the traditional things are things you might do already, but burpees, push-ups, and I think there's so many different variations of push-ups, mixing that up. Mountain climbers, pull-ups if you have that, if you have a spot to do that. Air squats, lunges, even just sit-ups and obliques without any weight. There's so many things you can do with just your body weight. But again, going back to Greece when we brought the jump ropes, I think that's such a good tool to have and so easy to just pack in your suitcase. So using a jump rope, or
especially if you might be staying in a place where running isn't going to be a very good option, or where you don't have a very good lay of the land, then a jump rope is a really easy thing.
You don't need much space to do a jump rope workout. The Tabata Style is really great for on vacation, just because you want to keep it quick and simple. You're not going to want to do, if you traditionally do maybe a longer workout and when you're at home or whatever, you're not going to want to do that. And you shouldn't think of it that way either. You are on vacation. I think you should just get in, sweat, maybe keep it to about 15 or less minutes. Really, you can do a lot in 15 minutes, especially with body weight movements. You're going to get taxed pretty early on.
Yeah, and especially with something like the Tabata where your rest is controlled. So you have a set amount of work time and a set amount of rest time, and then that really keeps you focused. So you're not, you don't spend, take up an hour of your time, but really 20 minutes of that was standing around resting. Instead, it's quick, 15, 20 minutes, and you're working hard.
One of the things I like to do for Tabata Style is instead of, like sometimes in the gym we'll do Tabata Style and you keep track of your total reps or your lowest round reps. If you're not familiar, it's 20 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. But I like, for some reason, on vacation, I like to do 20 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest up to a certain amount of reps, total reps. So like, for instance, like air squats, I'm going to do 100 air squats. I'm going to do 20 seconds on, see how many I can get in 20 seconds, and then rest for 10, and then add on to that 20, whatever that rep count is. I think that's a fun way to say, I did 100 of this, this, and this, and Tabata Style just keeps you moving and keeps you motivated, because you do need that little extra push when you're somewhere else.
Yeah.
Not in your gym.
And so if you may already be familiar with the Tabata, but if not, there are quite a few apps that have a Tabata timer on them. Tabata Timer is my favorite one. It's a free app, so for iPhone.
Yeah, download that before you go. Dumbbells are usually readily accessible at a lot of places, and you can do a ton of things with those. Typically, things that you can do with a bar, you can do with dumbbells, thrusters and presses overhead, and squats and lunges and all kinds of things. So if you can get your hands on a pair of those, you can do a lot of things with those. So.
Yeah, a little extra weight ups the intensity just a little bit. And one of our other tips on how to kind of put together the body weight movements is to make it fun by using a deck of cards.
Yeah, so you could do it in a variation of ways, but you could have the face cards be 10 reps of something, and then maybe the ace or the joker or something is a run down the beach and back or something like that, because there's only a couple of those, the jokers. And then for each, well, you could set it up different ways, but for each suit, it means a different exercise, and you do that many reps, the number on the card, for whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that's a really good way. You only have 4 or 5 different exercises to remember, and then you just do the amount of reps, and it's fun to do with a group.
Yeah. Shuffle it up. It's fun to do with the kids too, because they kind of get involved with it. And that's the nice thing about body weight movements is, they like to participate and do it with you. And it's not like with weightlifting where you'd have to watch them and be really careful. They they squat and push up and sit up all the time anyway.
Definitely get everybody involved. And another thing you can do is use the dice. That's really fun to get a group. So say you have 5 or 6 people in your group, and you have one dice, which is really easy to pack. And you take turns, and you say everybody's going to roll the dice, say 8 to 10 times, and you just go around, and everybody knows what the movement is. So if it's a 1, it's maybe 10 burpees or whatever it is. And then a 2 would be times 2 of whatever. And it just goes really quick. So everybody just rolls the dice, and you go around, 10 times. If you have more than 5 or 6 people, maybe you want to only do it, 5 or 6 times. But that would be a fun way to get everybody involved and then keep everybody moving too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I think we're down to our 6th and final tip. And that is, we're talking about staying active and not totally backtracking on your fitness while you're on vacation. But the reality is you're on vacation and you want to enjoy it for what it is. So take the time to relax. We're not talking about brutal workouts every day that you're gone. Pick half the days maybe that you are going to do something and just try to keep your overall activity level high.
And again, using, just walking and experiencing, the culture or the city for whatever it is, for what it represents. That's, I think, a big thing. So just take it easy, have fun, but don't feel like when you come back from vacation that you're just so off your game that you just feel terrible, because that's gonna sit with you the next time you go on vacation. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna feel like crap when I come back. So if you do a couple things and just plan it out a little bit better, I think you'll feel a lot better about when you do come back from vacation and ready to get along with your regular week.
Yeah, and maybe that's your opportunity to try out a different yoga studio or something like that. I know some hotels even offer like different classes, or resorts, I guess, more.
Cruises, I think they have, all kinds of stuff going on all the time.
Yeah.
So stay active.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about over the course of, say, a week's long vacation or up to 10-day vacation, kind of think one day I'm going to do like these body weight circuit type movements. The next day I might go check out a yoga class. And then the next day I know we have a packed sightseeing day. So nothing that day, and just kind of schedule it out that way and try to give yourself a little bit of a balance there.
Yeah, and so we have this little package here. As
Elephant in the room.
Yeah, this little thing here. We have a deck of cards, some dice, a speed rope. That's for doing double unders. And then we have some compression socks, which would also be good for your travel day. Yeah. If you have long flights, wearing those compression socks can sometimes be really helpful.
Really good for running too.
Right. and then our water bottle. So I'm not forgetting anything, right? So this is going to be our little prize pack that we give away. So you don't necessarily have to be on vacation to win this, but if you do have a vacation coming up, we'd love for you to snap a picture of yourself doing some sort of activity or working out. Use the hashtag #LiveFarmGirlFit and tag us at FarmGirlFit and show us. Otherwise, maybe just use the hashtag #LiveFarmGirlFit, and in the next couple of weeks, we'll see who submits something good, and we will give this away. So make sure that you do that and get our little vacation pack.
Yeah. So I think that wraps up this episode. Thank you for tuning in. Remember that if you have questions or topics for us, we would love to hear from you. So please comment on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram.
Yeah, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at FarmGirlFit. Subscribe to... Did you just say that?
No.
Okay. Yeah, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube and our iTunes.
We're still looking for subscribers, guys. Come on.
Remember, the first 500 subscribers for YouTube and on iTunes will get a chance to win a really good, not so basic, awesome prize. And then, yeah, we really love any reviews you have and comments.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
Thank you. Have fun on vacation.